Well, let me just, what's your take on this fight overall, man? The fact that it's happening.
I'm excited about it. You know, the fight at 150 pounds, now, Antonio Margarito is a natural welterweight. That's 147. So certainly the advantage in that respect is to Margarito. Manny Pacquiao moving up. I mean, if you look at Manny Pacquiao's body, you say he's a true 140-pound fighter at best, you know? So, I mean, the size advantage alone should make it exciting. The fact that Margarito is going to be very, very comfortable at 150, you know, he's normally 147 pounds. He's got a little bit of breathing room to move up a couple of pounds, you know, not kill himself to make the weight. He had a 10-round tune-up fight, you know. I mean, what good's a one-round knockout in a tune-up fight? You know, you need 10 rounds, and that's what he got. Okay. So, you know, he should be ready. His skills should be there. On the other hand, you got to wonder with Pacquiao, you know, the fact that he's run for, what is it, Congress in the Philippines. Yes. I mean, he's been away from boxing. Now he's got to come back and take on a big, tough, strong, hard-hitting guy like Antonio Margarito. A guy who can punch to the body, you know, hopefully slow down Pacquiao and make it a great fight. So I'm excited about it. And you know, going back to Cowboy Stadium where they had 51,000 people for Joshua Clottey, my God, they should get 75,000 people for Margarito when you factor in that, you know, they didn't have a big Mexican Latino audience for the Clottey fight. So, you know, it should be a huge night. I think November the 13th is going to be a big, big night in boxing. I'm looking forward to it. I think anything could happen. It wouldn't surprise me if we see an upset. You know, as I say, I think it's going to be terrific. Certainly, I don't expect Margarito to put on the same kind of performance Clottey did. In other words, fight a scared fight. Right. I think Margarito's going to come to fight. He's got a reputation that's been totally tarnished. He's got to get back his reputation. I mean, the guy probably can't live with himself with some of the stuff the public is saying about him. He has to reestablish himself. What better could he do than to knock out Manny Pacquiao to reestablish his reputation as you know, as somebody really great in sports? Because, you know, they're going to watch how he wraps his hands and everything else he does. You know, so, you know, the fight's got to be 100% on the up and up. It will be, and you know, Margarito could really establish his you know, his really tarnished reputation in this fight, and I think that it's going to inspire him to train a lot harder than he normally would. I mean, I think he's going to go out there and kill himself to get ready for Pacquiao, in all honesty.
Well, let me ask you about this opportunity that he's getting. You know, with the hand wrap controversy and so forth, and Margarito claiming that he never knew about it, and him getting a second chance. What's your take on that? How do you feel?
Well, listen,
and even about
I don't know if he knew or he didn't know. I ain't got a clue. But the truth of the matter is that they gave him a pretty harsh penalty. They said, you know, you got to sit for a year. He sat for more than a year. You know, he went back to Nevada. He went back to California. Got thrown out of both places. I mean, you know, it's been rough on the guy. The public's all screaming at him that he's a cheater and all that other kind of stuff. He's had a rough year. I think that he's paid his debt to society, and you know, he's ready to step back into boxing. Hey, I mean, I think he deserves an opportunity while he's still young enough. I mean, you know, now we get the thing in the newspapers about Plaxico Burress. I'm sort of sad that on that ridiculous gun charge that they're not letting him out of prison to play football this year. You know, he's not getting out until he's 34 years old. He'll probably be over the hill. So,
hold on, what is the story? I missed it. What happened? You said with
Plaxico had a gun and shot himself by accident.
Right. No, I know about that, but
well, it's in all the papers today that he was up for parole again, and you know, they could have let him out, so he could have played this season, and they turned down his parole application.
Wow.
So he's obviously not getting out of jail until the 2011 season.
Oh, that's sad.
At which point he's going to be 34 years old. So it is sad. Now, I would hate to see something like that happen to Margarito, who's a great athlete. Whether he knew about the hand wraps or not, I don't have a clue. I mean, I really don't know. I only know what I read. I just don't know what the truth is. So, you know, I'm glad that he served his time. Now they're giving him an opportunity to come back, to reestablish himself, and I'm really happy about that. You know, let the guy show whether he's got it or not, and you know, we want to see that in the ring, and I think it's going to be an enormous opportunity to do that against Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, well, while I have you here, man, let me ask you, what's your take on the whole, you know, Mayweather's silence and the negotiations that never really happened, man? How do you feel about that, man?
Floyd never invited me over to the house anyway. Look, I'll be in Vegas September the 11th for Yuriorkis Gamboa against Orlando Salido on HBO Boxing After Dark. If Floyd would like to invite me over for dinner on September the 10th, Friday night, Floyd, I'm available, man. Call me at the Palms. I'll be over in a heartbeat. If he wants to talk to me, you know darn well I'll go over the house.
Floyd and Don King.
I got a rental car. You don't even have to pick me up.
My man. All right, we got round one mag here with my man Pablo Santiago, man. Pablo is with Pound for Pound, is a DVD, and just a New York boxing cat, man. I see my man Pablo at all the fights and all the press conferences, man. Pablo, we're here at the Pacquiao versus Margarito press conference. What do you think about this fight, man? Who you like, first of all?
Well, I mean, I like Pacquiao, of course. Well, it's kind of, I got something against Margarito, though, being that
he was,
you know, they licensed him too soon. My opinion, personally, he cheated the game of boxing, whether he knew about it, which he says he doesn't, but I find it hard to believe when you're getting your hands wrapped that you don't know what you're being wrapped with. I think for them to put him on a big stage so soon is a blackout of boxing. There are many other contenders out there and belt holders that should be given this opportunity to fight Manny Pacquiao. Margarito is a good challenge for him, but at the same time, you're skipping a whole lot of people. He just got reinstated. He was denied by California to then go to Texas, who damn near denies everyone. So it was kind of like he knew he was going to get approved. And I mean, you know, I guess you could thank Mr. Barbera for that. Shout out to Barbera, you know. But I got to go with Manny Pacquiao. I like his movement. Antonio Margarito does have size. He brings a lot of punches, you know, flurries. He doesn't stop coming. So, but Manny Pacquiao can move, dip and weave 12 rounds. I got him getting out of that situation.
All right. So do you feel Margarito possibly should have been banned for life?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, because he could have killed, possibly murdered somebody in the ring. And even though it's to this day, we still don't know if he was illegally wrapped when he fought Miguel Cotto. You've seen the damage that was done, so you can only suspect that he might have been loaded with them cement gloves at then, and you see what it has done to Miguel Cotto's career. Now he becomes a bleeder, he swells faster, and you know, you can tell the difference from his more recent fights than his past fights. His face was able to hold up more punishment.
All right, let me ask you this then, man. I know you're a big Floyd follower, man. What's your take on Floyd's silence and, you know, how that whole negotiation went down and they said there were never talks and all that, man?
Shout out to Floyd, of course, the whole Mayweather camp and everything like that. Man, Floyd is he's a complicated dude, man. A lot of people want to say that he's scared of this man. I think it more has to do with the money. Is he tarnishing his legacy? Yes. A lot of people do want to see this fight, have been wanting to see this fight. But I believe it will happen somewhere towards next year. He's a guy who likes to take vacations, and you know, he's a flamboyant kind of guy. He doesn't, and him himself says that he didn't want to fight 3 times in 1 year, which would have been 3 times since he fought Marquez in January, Mosley in May, and it would have been Pacquiao in November. He just said he wanted a little vacation off. So, you know, you can have your own opinion on what it is, but eventually, until he retires and says, I'm not fighting no more, I think he has a little plan up his sleeve, and they probably need more time for promotion, maybe a little extra fight for Pacquiao since Floyd just finished defeating Shane Mosley, and maybe they can make it work next year. But my take is make the fight happen. Of course, I love you, Floyd, but let's go, man. Let's make this fight happen. Everybody wants to see it. We can save the world by making it happen.
Yeah, man. Got Chris Mannix here from SportsIllustrated.com. How you been, Chris?
I'm good.
Good, man. We're here with the Manny Pacquiao versus Margarito press conference. Who you liking this fight, man?
I like Pacquiao. I think that any fighter that tries to come forward against Manny Pacquiao is going to get beat. I mean, he's just too fast, too strong. Unless you're talking about a middleweight or a super middleweight, these guys just aren't going to be able to hang with Pacquiao for 12 rounds. I like Pacquiao in a knockout.
Okay. So what's your take on the whole Margarito suspension, license being reinstated in Texas, man? Tell me what you think.
I think it's disgraceful. I don't think that Margarito should be allowed to fight until the state of California decides he should be allowed to fight. If you're suspended in one state, every other state in the country, and I personally think every other country should honor that suspension. Until the people of California, the people that caught, you know, Margarito, the people that suspended him the first time, until they decide he is allowed to fight again, nobody else should be allowed to do it. I think it's disgraceful for Texas to do it. I think it's personally disgraceful that anyone is willing to fight him until California relicenses him. So I think everything involved with Margarito is a little bit disgusting right now.
Okay, well, let me ask you this while I got you, man. We've all been hoping for the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight. That never happened. Floyd decided to remain silent. What's your take on that, man?
I think it's too bad, obviously. I'm among the tens of millions of fans that would want to see that fight. You know, talking to Freddie, talking to Manny, they wanted that fight. I just think that this is a fight that still is going to happen. I think that, you know, as easy as Floyd made it look against Shane Mosley, I think that took a little more out of him than people think. And I think, you know, coming back and getting involved with the biggest fight of his life with Manny Pacquiao some 6 months after that decision, I think that might have been a little bit too much for Floyd at this moment. Throw in the fact that Roger Mayweather's dealing with legal issues. Floyd's, you know, just recent return to boxing. I think Floyd needed a little more time off. You give him another couple of months, I think we'll be ready to make this fight for May.
What's the latest update on Roger's case? Because I believe it was August was his court date, correct?
Yeah, my understanding is that it's going to be going into October now, October, November, when they finally, you know, find some kind of resolution, whether he has to serve jail time or whether he gets away with probation or a fine. So there's a lot of balls up in the air right now, but I think that's one distraction that I think Floyd is taking into consideration when talking about this fight.
All right, my man. Thanks, Chris.
You got it.
Back to back, go for it, back to back.